A policeman's life is not an happy one, happy one. And that seems to be the issue, or rather, a policeman's life is an happy one now, because he doesn't or she doesn't have to do anything. They just sit at the station, some unnamed, inaccessible station, and do nothing. They don't have to do the Bobby on the beat thing. That image, which is as quintessentially British as the red postbox or a cup of tea, is a thing of memories. Today, it's likely to be found in nostalgia television dramas than on our street. A shocking recent poll suggests or reveals that nearly half of the public does not believe the police would respond if their home were burgled. This isn't merely a problem of perception, but a damning indictment of a system stretched to breaking point and increasingly indifferent to the public it serves. The decline of visible policing has paralleled years of funding cuts, rising demand, misplaced priorities, and police numbers have not kept pace with population growth or the complexities of modern crime. The 4,500 police and community support officers removed since 2015 exemplify the erosion of local, community-focused policing. This absence is felt most acutely in neighbourhoods once reassured by a known officer walking the beat. A Savanta poll. It lays bare the consequences. 46% of Britons believe police would not investigate a burglary. 49% are sceptical about a response to car theft. A staggering 41% think the police would not investigate a street assault. And older citizens feel this indifference most keenly, with 54% doubting police would arrive for a burglary. Even more troubling, 8% of people admitted to calling 999 when needed, often because they felt the police would take too long to take their complaint seriously. 8% of people didn't think that it was worth calling 999. You know, it is extraordinary, but I think the concern is justified. The absence of visible policing has emboldened criminals, of course. Andy Cook, a police watchdog, described an epidemic of crime on our streets, with offenders becoming increasingly brazen, and this aligns with data showing that only 6% of reported burglaries result in charges, further disincentivizing both victims and law enforcement from pursuing justice. The assumption with a burglary is that insurance is going to take care of it. The former Home Secretary, Suella Braverman's 2023 order to attend every burglary was a policy without the resources to back it. It was just rhetoric. When the rhetoric was appealing, the police themselves warned that such promises were unsustainable. Chief Police Paul Sanford argued that throwing more officers at the problem without investing modern technology is more like farmers in fields while ignoring the potential of mechanization. It's not going to work. Well, actually, it is going to work if you've got enough farmers, and it's going to work if you've got enough police. It's the deterrent factor. Suella Braverman was always keen on the deterrent factor, but not when it came to policing. Years of austerity hollowed out frontline policing, replaced proactive engagement with reactive triage. The Lib Dems, who commissioned the poll, have labelled the findings scandalous, blaming the previous Conservative government for mismanagement. Lisa Smart, MP, argued that rebuilding trust requires more than numbers. It demands a return to proper community policing. The Labour Party promises to restore faith through its neighbourhood policing guarantee, pledging 13,000 additional officers and constables, named officers for every community. However, critics question whether this is achievable, whether it's possible to have a police force that is named and contactable. Given record levels of police resignations and retirements, it's a noble aim, but is it enough to undo the years of neglect? Here are the three things that need to be done if we're going to improve policing, if we're going to restore confidence. First of all, we need to have visible policing. We need to reintroduce some sort of Bobby on the beat to rebuild trust, to deter crime, and that needs to be adequately funded so that police forces can ensure they can meet the demand. Secondly, there needs to be investment in technology. Things need to be modernized to streamline investigations, to improve response time, to decrease the amount of bureaucracy and paper shuffling that has become symptomatic of modern policing and indeed of modern life. And thirdly, most importantly, we need accountability. We need to ensure that leadership takes responsibility for failures rather than perpetuating a culture of buck passing. And the public's perception that the police is indifferent is more than a confidence issue. It's a question of the cohesion of our society. A society that feels abandoned by its protectors is one that risks losing faith in justice altogether. Restoring the Bobby on the beat is not just about nostalgia. It's about rekindling trust in the system and ultimately making Britain a safer place for everyone.